Ron Atkinson is a legend in the world of football. After 7 years away from club management, he's back in a new role as a football troubleshooter. 4 major trophies may prove there's more to him than champagne and suntans, but now Sky One has issued him with his biggest challenge yet. Does Big Ron still have what it takes to guide lower league clubs to success? We've sent him to 2nd Division Peterborough United to find out. Yes! Coming up on Big Ron Manager, a bust-up looms over tactics.
I don't want them to play 80-yard look-on balls when they've got a deep defence.
But that's what they're doing.
Steve's struggle for the players' respect comes to a head.
But he said, I'll do a stroke programme. He ain't done it. Something the
John, just have a little bit of respect for me, son.
And Barry blows his top at the team's poor form.
We got fucking slaughtered at Oxford. And you know why? Because we didn't have any fucking guts.
6 weeks into Ron's challenge at Peterborough United, the tension is rising. After a promising start under rookie Steve Bleasdale, the wheels have started to come off.
Fuck's sake!
They haven't won in 3 games. Key players, including strikers, are injured. Steve's battling to impose his authority, and there are growing divisions in the camp.
No one's having a go at you!
Fucking what? I said it!
Saturday's defeat at Oxford means the Posh have dropped out of the playoff positions. With just 7 games left, Steve must stop the rot. To stand any chance, he'll need to win over the support of the unruly players. But can he evolve his management style to win them over and ensure tactics are clear and consistent? And can Ron's 50 years of big match experience make a difference? With the Posh's season going into freefall, troubleshooter Ron will have a tough job turning things round and keeping alive those playoff hopes. The whole club is shaken by the weekend shock defeat, but Ron knows the only way forward is to learn from it. Away from the heat of battle, he analyses the game and its dressing room fallout. For Ron, fighting players aren't the real issue.
Good television, mind. That wouldn't bother me one iota. You know, seeing that with bigger name players and that, and nothing that can't be solved within 10 minutes straight talking.
Ron's more concerned at evidence of growing tensions between the team's younger stars and older players, and how Steve's handling the problem.
I just get the impression that maybe 1 or 2 of the senior players might just be hiding behind the fact that the young lads are going to take the flak. You know, it's too easy to knock kids and say, you know, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. I happen to think St Ledger's the best player they've got. Danny Crowe, 19 years of age, first time he's ever been in this situation, and he's been singled out.
Defend in shape. I'll fucking voice my opinions. I'm the fucking manager!
However, Ron's worried Steve's short fuse could prove his undoing. Bad results, especially against poor sides, are heaping ever more pressure onto the rookie manager.
He's so uptight. You know, it's a big challenge for him. It's his first job. It's a big opportunity for him. Maybe sometimes he just goes over the top a little bit. You know, there is a theory that motivation comes from shouting at players. It doesn't. The danger of doing that too often is it loses its impact. You know, if players hear it week in and week out, they go, here we go again. You know, and it doesn't have the effect.
I'm fucking wrong telling me, oh, you're the fucking passing side. Fuck that! I'm gonna go route fucking 1, 3, 4 fucking 3. Then the defence.
Tactically, Ron's particularly worried there's confusion between the passing game, practiced in training, and the long ball game Steve's encouraging the team to play on match days. So what's the difference between the passing and the long ball game?
A lot of people talk, particularly lower down, that the only way to be successful is long ball. Basically what that means is wherever you've got the ball, if your fullbacks have got it, you try and hit it 60 yards forward. You hit it behind their defenders, so the defenders turn around and face their own goal, and you press up and pressure them. Now, that's a way of playing. It's never been my way of playing, and if I was a fan, I wouldn't want to watch it. I prefer teams, when they've got the ball, to pass the ball around, because if you get the ball and you're prepared to be brave enough, you can pull the opposition all over the place.
Shamontoya, 1-0 Oxford.
Ron decides that his first big job this week is to tackle Steve about his match tactics.
What puzzles me, every training session I ever watch, you do passing and they do it very well.
Yeah.
Now why don't you encourage them to play that way in matches?
Yeah, they do, Ron, but I just feel 7 games ago that if we overplay, I don't think we're going to do it, Ron.
But I've spoken to all the players and I think they're conditioned to getting it now and thinking wherever they are on the field, they're just getting it and going wallop.
Most balls in this league, most goals were scored on Saturday. 75% were scored from a long ball.
But it was a good long ball.
I understand what you're saying. I don't want them to play 80-yard long balls when they've got a deep defence.
But that's what they're doing. Honestly, I think they're capable of playing high tempo, 1-2 touch progressive passing.
It's obvious Steve fundamentally disagrees with Ron. Back at Peterborough's London Road home, owner Barry Fry is still so angry at his players' poor showing against Oxford, he doesn't want to pay them this month.
I'm breaking my neck. I'm putting all my family at risk. For what? For people that don't give a toss. But I know what I do, and I'll be certainly having a go at some of them because I'll be telling them straight in their eyes that they ain't doing it and it ain't good enough, their performance. And if I was manager, they wouldn't be in a bloody team. But I don't pick the team anymore. Hello.
While Barry's going ballistic, Steve Bleasdale calls to alert him of yet more player problems. It seems Danny Crowe, Sean St. Ledger and others are in open revolt over extra training that Steve has tried to impose. He thinks it will improve their skills. They feel it's some sort of punishment.
What's the punishment? Having players in to work on individual players who are 19, 20, 21? Are you fucking sure? What an attitude that is for a start. Steve, I'd fuck them off. Some of them, mate, I'd fuck them off. I really would. I wouldn't have them in the team. I wouldn't have anywhere near me. He is having problems with the players, there's no doubt about it. We want no negative. We got 7 games to go. We got 7, not cup final, bloody World Cup finals for Peterborough.
Later that afternoon, Steve is in crisis talks with Barry on the extra training issue. Right on cue, Danny Crowe and Sean St. Ledger turn up to see Barry about the same subject, although they weren't banking on having their say in front of Steve.
James just said you wanted to see me.
I've never been used to playing this 36 games in a season. I'm used to playing resi games. They're obviously not the same, is it? To me, it feels like it's punishment to...
Is it fuck punishment? I can't believe that, Danny. It's just to walk through situations to say, well, if we get it like this, Danny, I expect you to spin off there. That'll give you space. You've got the ball. You fucking release him. When you see him turn, put it in that space for him. Go on, try it. So you do it in the training ground for a couple of afternoons. Then on a Saturday, hopefully, you'll do the same on whatever. Do you think you fucking know it all then? Do you think you're such a great player?
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
I don't know what you're saying, Danny.
That's fair enough, yeah. But he said to me ages ago that I'll do a strength programme. He ain't done it. Something the other
Sean,
day.
just have a little bit of respect for me, son.
Yeah,
Instead of pointing your finger at me, Sean.
That is out of order, Sean.
You know, I just don't want you to feel like we're disrespecting you. Like we're just...
I fucking love the bones of you. Sean thinks I don't like him. I fucking love him.
You look very disappointed. You look as if the world's against you. The world ain't against you. Everybody at this football club thinks you're fucking number 1. What's the matter? What's happening?
I think I'm alright.
No, you're not. You're obviously not.
Sean thinks I'm picking on him. But I've asked the players, the senior pros, and I've said, look, can you tell me, am I picking on Sean?
Mates, yeah?
Sorry?
You've asked your mates?
I've asked Mark Harper.
Yeah.
And a few others. But every time you've got something to say, Sean has got something to say against you.
And it's not just extra training the younger lads object to. They also question Steve's tactics.
You said that teams who pass the ball in this league don't win things. He said...
But are you saying that the manager tells you not to play football?
We said today we're going direct.
I said I'm going route 1 for the last 7 games. We're going direct on bad pitches with the weather.
Okay.
You never know everything in this game, chaps. You never do. And the minute you think you do, you'll go downhill fucking fast.
Yep.
I can see you got problems.
Yeah.
Fucking body language is terrible.
Sean doesn't like, he just doesn't know me. I've not done anything wrong to him, I just don't know what it is, Baz.
The following morning, Steve arrives at training full of the joys of spring.
Birds twittering away, rabbits jumping the hedges, spring is here. I was wide awake this morning at 5. Got up, had bacon and egg at 7. I don't know what I was doing between 5 and 7, mind. Must have dropped off again.
Leo may be bubbly, but he's got a lot to worry about. His team is in disarray on the pitch and disunited off it. And as manager, it falls to him to repair the damage and get the Posh back on the right track. The troubleshooter feels this is the crucial moment when the boss must get a grip and become more decisive.
It is a testing time for Steve now. You know, he had a nice bright start, and when things are going well, that's easy to manage, because everything you try comes off. Your testing time is when things start going adrift. How do you arrest the slump? How do you, if you like, get the confidence back in the players? It is possible, even when things are going adrift, you know, to keep the lads all believing that in the cause. It needs strong management, and it needs a special kind of management, if you like. Sometimes you've either got it or you haven't got it.
Sean! Go and get them boards for the sun!
It seems Steve has put yesterday's run-in with Sean St. Ledger behind him, but the young star's manner suggests he certainly hasn't. Still, as it's vital to keep the players' spirits high, Steve extends the olive branch.
It's because Phil asked you, you see. Phil asked you, didn't he?
Unfortunately, St. Ledger doesn't seem too impressed with Steve's diplomacy.
Andy!
At the outset of this experiment, Big Ron insisted the lads give the manager his due respect.
There's one guy in charge, that's the boss, the gaffer.
Yet even now, the younger lads aren't exactly oozing respect. And judging by veteran Mark Arbour's reaction to instructions, it seems the attitude problem isn't confined to them.
Mark! Now one can go with the striker. Arbs. He doesn't want to know.
Steve has recruited Andy Legg as his full-time assistant, but he's proving just as useful as a sounding board for the troubled gaffer.
It incenses me, that Andy. It fucking incenses me. If I have to have a fucking fight here, I'll fucking have one this morning. It's not about them, it's about fucking us sometimes, you know? I've got a wife and fucking kids to look after, and them cunts will get you the sack, Andy.
After his rant, the boss dons his peacemaker hat and has another go at making up with Sean St. Ledger.
Thanks, lad. All right, so you've got the rules. So it's 4v4. Shooter comes in, you take it out, and that's a class to pass, all right? OK? You all right? OK. Points taken, eh?
Well, we'll see how long the uneasy truce holds.
Play! 1, 2...
Coming up, Barry and Ron read the riot act to the Posh's underperforming stars.
Look in the mirror and say, am I doing enough?
Leo speaks from the heart about the burdens of management.
It's a lonely job, and I suppose I didn't really surmise how lonely it really is.
And the Posh face their biggest game of the season.
And now